Live your life within the moment, and don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away.
What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for those who are new here, my name is Nicole. I'm now a 4th year kindergarten teacher, and we are slowly but surely making our way back to the beginning of the school year. With that comes back to school items that you see at the stores or on Amazon. We have new teachers who are trying to collect their wish list to get everything ready for their classroom. You have regular experienced teachers who are just trying to get some extra stuff for their classroom. And I just want to dedicate this vlog to items off of Amazon that I have thought that were amazing and worth the price. So we're gonna dive into Amazon, and I'm gonna show you the things that I have gotten over the past years and how I use them in my classroom. So if that's something you want to see, then just keep watching. So everything I talk about, I will of course link in the description as well. And then I will show pictures of exactly what it is. And then we're just gonna talk about each item, how I use it in my classroom. If you're an experienced teacher and you have the same item and I don't mention something that you do with that item, please comment it down below, because I think it is so important for us to collaborate with one another, because we might think that we have a great idea, but somebody else might have a better idea. And it's all about bettering our organization skills, so it's not wasting our time. It's about bettering the well-being of our students, mentally, physically, academically, it's all of that. So, first, number one, it is floor dots. Floor dots. It is a tiny little thing that will make your life so much more smoothly. So I use this for a couple of things, okay? They're just Velcro dots that go onto the floors. You can use them for table groups. That's what I've done recently, is I would put the dots where my tables need to go. Not only do my students know that if they push the desk out of the spots, that once my class is over, they need to push them back onto the spots so the desks aren't crooked. So I've used it for that. I've also loved the fact that it's color coordinated, so I can be like, oh, pink table, you can go get lined up. Orange table, you can go get lined up. And it just makes things run so much more smoothly. Then I also use one of the dots as a starting for my line. So my person knows that you're not gonna go to the door. I need space to open the door, but you can go to the dot. A dot gives me room and it gives you room as well. So I've used the spot for my line, started my line. I've also used it for other things like musical chairs, or I think it's more pie walk. We did a field day where it was inside one day, and I just took the Velcro spots, put them in a circle, and then put tape with numbers on them, and we would call out a number and the kids would earn like a box of candy or something like that, and it just runs so much more smoothly. You can also use this for carpet time, so when you're going over calendar or doing a read aloud, you just put a spot down. Some of the spots do come with numbers or just decorative designs on it. I just did plain dots, but you can use that for calendar time so the kids know, oh, well, my number is number 5. Where's number 5 on the carpet? Boop, put them down. And it's so easy just to pick up and then move up or move other places. So that is my first item that I love with my whole heart. The second thing I recommend all teachers get is a doorbell. You probably have seen this 5 million times on social media, but let me tell you, it is the best money you can spend because it gets plugged into the wall. You just need a battery for the remote. How I carry my remote is the Bath & Body Works sanitizer holders. They can go around my lanyard. So if I'm out of the room trying to talk to another teacher and I hear my class getting way too rambunctious, I do the doorbell. Now there's different settings on the doorbell, so you don't have to have the traditional ding dong. You can have it to where it's like birds chirping or like a little music to go with it. One of my teammates last year, she had a camping theme, so she did the birds chirp. Now, when you have to teach the students this, but when the doorbell goes off, you automatically need to turn your voices off, because my students knew if I rung that doorbell again, we were going to be losing something. But the doorbell is just a good reminder for the kids to know, like, oh, we're really being way too loud and that's not okay. Plus, it just goes back to reinforcement of expectations with your students. Like hardly ever did I have to ring it a second time because they knew that the first time was enough. Like they knew that they were going to lose something and they were gonna have to hear my long spiel of classroom expectations. All over again. We have a star, guys. It's Benny Boo. The third item I recommend is for your teacher table. If you have a kidney table to where you can have small grouper students, I really recommend this because if you need to use expo marker with your students, normally if they write on the table, it can either leave residue left over. It could be hard to get off if the table is old and the laminate is not there anymore. So I recommend on getting these if you do have that. They're called table spots, and what they are is just a colored dot, or if you just want to go plain Jane, they have white, but it's just a dot that the students sit at, and they can use their expo markers just to write out, use their do addition problems and all of that, and the cleanup is 10 times easier. 10 times easier. You don't have to use any chemical solution. All the students need is a personal eraser, and they just wipe it off, no residue left over, and they go on. This helped me out so much last year because I didn't have to clean my table constantly. Not only did I use it for small group time, I also used it for when students needed to either pick up stuff or turn stuff in. I would say, go turn your packet into the yellow dot, and they knew immediately what I was talking about. Now the fourth one, the students would not use, you would use. And let me tell you, it is the best money I think I have spent, aside from all the other things I bought. It is a cordless hot glue gun. Yeah. A cordless hot glue gun. Now you might be asking me, why do you need a cordless hot glue gun? Well, there are so many times where I've had to glue stuff back together and it just didn't work. Or I was trying to be extra and go the extra mile, right? Trying to hang stuff up and be cutesy, right? So I used my hot glue gun literally to put stuff onto my cabinets. It did not break the cabinets. It didn't take the paint off or whatever. My cabinets are fine. Or if some teachers will put stuff on the front of their door, like a decorative, the students' names with their theme for the year, that's what I used it for. So I used my hot glue gun a lot, and it was so nice not to have to be constrained to a wall where it's plugged in. I could just go boop, 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 boop. It saved me so much time, and it saved me so many burns. The next thing is dry erase packets, okay? Let me tell you, this is a game changer because A, it saves you money, so you don't have to use laminating pouches for every single thing that you use. It is durable, it is reusable, and it is so nice. All I have to do is print out 4 pages, stick them into the laminating sheet, and do whatever I need to do with the kids, take out that paper, file it to use it for next time, and then move on to my next activity. It is just a repeating cycle, and it is so nice. It saves you time. I would always use it at my table for small group time, but also for my centers, just because when I worked with 3rd grade and 2nd grade, they worked a lot in centers independently with groups and all that stuff. So it was so nice for my center times because I would have a colored bucket that the student would go grab, and then I would have the same color for my dry erase marker and the laminating packet. And so they knew that if they had a green laminating packet, it went with the green bucket. If they had a green marker, it went with the green bucket. So it was just nice. It was just one of those things that was super effective. And at the end of the week, I would just have one of my students just transfer over the packets to where it could be used for the next group. Can't go wrong with Mr. Sketch. I truly love Mr. Sketch markers. I think they're a better quality compared to Crayola, just because not only do they smell fantastic, the kids get excited about what scent I use. I have them pick a color, and then so if they choose the purple, I can either do grape or cosmic berry, and they love it. I check their papers off with a check mark, they get to sniff it. When I don't use my markers, they're rioting. Our morning journals, if I don't use our marker, they're like, Miss Todd, the bucket's right there, just go grab it. So that is all linked again on my Amazon account. I have a storefront, so it is under the classroom must-haves. There are some other things that I'm not talking about per se on this. I do have to change some things up because I've used them and I'm like, not the best option. We can find something else to use. But STEM buckets. So if you haven't heard of STEM buckets, it's a great choice for students to use whenever they are done with their morning journal. They can get their morning journal first and then go to their STEM bucket. It's just different things. So you can do building blocks, Jenga pieces, clocks. There's so many options. I have about 6 STEM buckets that just range from different things. And it's just a nice way for the kids to be hands-on, use their imagination, and just play for a little bit. Yeah, play. Our kids don't know how to play. They know how to play video games, but they don't have the imagination to when they're playing with physical objects. You cannot argue with me on this one. You can't. Our kindergarten babies are having a hard time being able to play because we have all of this technology around them and they're just zeroed in on it. So my second grade students last year, they would become chefs and they would take their pattern blocks and they would make me different food options. Like they made me pizza, they would make me salads, they would make me fruit cups, and they're just using pattern blocks. And I would be like, okay, chefs, what's on our menu today? And they would just tell me everything that was on the menu. And they would have it on the lid of the bucket that I kept it in. And they would be like, oh yeah, we got salad, a hamburger with some ketchup and some blueberries. And all they're using are pattern blocks. Game changer, guys. So I do allow my students to use STEM buckets. I think is so beneficial, especially when you're trying to put things together really fast and you just need them to do something. STEM buckets. Not only does it give them a break from the information and the content being thrown at them, they're using their skills, they're using their communicative skills, they're being tactile learners, they're using their imagination. Like I'm gonna find some studies and I'm gonna put the studies down below of how beneficial STEM buckets are, because I am such an advocate for STEM buckets because I've seen the kids be able to grow. But I think those are my top guys that I really love off of Amazon that I've used throughout my teaching career that I'm going to continue to use in my teaching career. If you are a teacher and you have other things that you think need to be included into this list, please mention it, and if you can, provide a link. If not, I will provide a link because I think it is so important for us as educators to support one another and be able to pump each other up and give each other advice. Like, there are so many times where y'all compliment on my stuff and I'm just like, well, you can do it that way or you can incorporate that. And I do it, and I'm like, that was awesome. So just know, like, if you do leave anything, I promise I do see it and I promise I do take it apart.